I do think this administration is doing generally a great job in the region in Syria. Our predominant focus, of course, was to eliminate ISIS. They did that with enormous assertiveness and actually did it in a fairly rapid manner. But we continue to have interests in the region, and those are ones that I think are going to have to be represented. Certainly, Russia is not representing U.S. interests there. Russia has been engaged in essentially backing Assad and trying to keep Assad into its leadership position. Their focus, I think, has been almost exclusively one of self-interest, not of the future of Syria. So that's problematic. And then, of course, Iran's presence continues to be very troubling. I think hopefully, and this is hopefully because I don't see any immediate signs of optimism for this, but in the ideal world, if we did have a negotiation with Tehran over the future of our relationship, whatever that relationship is, it shouldn't necessarily be constrained to nuclear weapons. There might be an opportunity to sort of engage Iran in removing its presence from Lebanon, from Yemen, from Syria, and from Hezbollah and the West Bank and Gaza. All of the disruptive efforts that they have played throughout that region, I think, are very troubling. I had originally held out some hope for improvement in our relation with Erdogan and Turkey with the transition of administrations. I felt that President Obama did a fairly poor job in managing that relationship. But unfortunately, things are very problematic. I mean, obviously, in purchasing this air defense system from Russia, that goes completely contradictory to all of the premises of NATO. Turkey, of course, remains a member of NATO, and yet is not, operating, at least in this context, within the parameters of the shared vision of NATO. And it also places the F-35 program in great degree of potential concern, in the sense that there's a great degree of information that could ultimately be obtained through that air defense system about how the F-35 functions and how it basically maintains its stealth capabilities and whatnot. So without getting into all the military details of it, it's problematic. And of course, it's warranting of some degree of sanction from the U.S., and that seems to be the inclination, I think, both of Congress and the administration. I think it was very significant error on Turkey's part. I don't think it makes Turkey or its people safer. I think it makes them potentially more susceptible to external threats. And it clearly places a divide between what could be a very promising relationship between Ankara and Washington.